All right, on today's show, I'm going to teach you guys why starting a business could be a huge mistake. I'm also going to teach you how to close the deal and why I want to go crush some Purple Door ice cream. All right, guys, I'm going to read this one because this is for the podcast. I like this as the voiceover for our intro. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Top Line Entrepreneur. My name is Brett Summers. 10 years ago, I started a little-known business as Top Line Training, and I've been running it ever since the fall of 2008. I haven't received a W-2 since the year 2004 from Abercrombie & Fitch, and I'm very proud of that. I've been signing the front of checks ever since, and today is the Top Line Entrepreneur Show. We bring it to you live every Tuesday. Today we are shooting from the Mequon Public Market again because we love this place. We love the apartment deal that was just built on it. In fact, I somehow managed to conjure up a deal to work with their marketing team this Friday for 25 to 30 minutes. That's all I told them I had. I only got 25 to 30 minutes I can meet with you. They were happy to get me on the books to schedule a meeting with me and their marketing team, so we're excited about it, but we love the Mequon Public Market. We're at Anodyne Coffee right now. They've got some great coffee. We're drinking their Nitro cold brew. Pretty good. It's on tap. We're enjoying it so far. But today, on today's show, it's very important because, again, we're talking to all entrepreneurs out there. If you think you're an entrepreneur, you definitely want to tune into this because you may not be an entrepreneur, and this show could help you figure that out, okay? So, again, every Tuesday we're bringing you this. The main goal, and I like this one too, the main goal of the Top Line Entrepreneur is helping you along your business journey, sharing my wins and losses and keeping it as real as possible. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. The hustle and bustle is really good around here right now. People working behind the counter at Anodyne are very kind. They're having a good day. We talked a little earlier. We're having a good conversation. Britt's here. Just got done doing a few business things, and now we're diving into this show. But let's get into it right away. Why is starting a business, or why could starting a business be a huge mistake for you? Let's get into that. Well, first of all, you have to ask yourself, are you truly an entrepreneur? I've talked to Britt about this in the past and several other people who think that they want to start a business, and they come to me and ask questions, which is always smart to ask a few questions. But here's the thing. If you're really an entrepreneur, now this isn't all cases, but this is about 99% of the cases out there. If you're truly an entrepreneur, you'll be kind of like me, and you'll get sick even thinking about someone else telling you what you have to do. It'll literally physically make you sick to think about clocking in and clocking out and having to do a bunch of other things for someone else. So if you're questioning whether or not you want to go do something, or you're questioning whether or not you have the chops to go do it, that might be a red flag notifying you that it's not just fear, but that you truly might be a good number 2 or number 3 or number 4 at a company, but you may not have exactly what it takes to be an entrepreneur because you have to be a little crazy. We went over that last night. Britt and Blake think I'm nuts. They think I'm a lunatic sometimes, and I kind of like that because I feel like all entrepreneurs have to be a little crazy to leverage all of their money, leverage all of their time, all of their resources, give up so many different things to dive into something head first and take on so many risks. So ask yourself, are you guys truly an entrepreneur? Because if you are, you wouldn't debate it. You would just figure out a way to get into it and take action. The next thing, you're hemming and hawing, and that kind of goes in line with that. You're hemming and hawing, should I do this, should I do that? You're not ready to make a decision. You're not ready to fully commit. And if you're not ready to fully commit, that probably is another red flag that you don't know what you're doing. You're not passionate enough to go into it, and you're probably a rookie who would probably be a better number 2 or number 3 or number 8 at a company rather than a number 1. Another thing is resourcefulness. Now, when people are asking me all these questions about business and they're sending DMs and they're talking to me about business and stuff like that, I think it's good. But a true thoroughbred entrepreneur is going to be resourceful, and they're not going to let roadblocks stand in the way of them getting to where they need to be. They won't even let money stand in the way. They'll go find a way to get money, to have money lent to them, to go find investors, to go find people to be around, to go find customers, to shoot a video like this to get other people to understand how they're thinking. So if you don't have that resourcefulness to use your iPhone, we've got people that we even know around us that think they gotta have a really nice camera to shoot a video. Now, is that a luxury? Would that be nice? Yes, but what about this? What about your iPhone? What about the 4K that it shoots? Why do you have to have the Panasonic GH5S and the Rode mics and the full setup, which we just ordered this morning, by the way? A little perk of being into deals for 10 years. But you don't need all of that to be successful, to make you look good. Oftentimes, people like you guys out there, you might appreciate a little bit of transparency, a little bit of realness. Maybe just tell people, hey, I'm shooting all these videos for my first 24 months in business on my iPhone. It's cool to go back and look back on that in hindsight and say, I started with nothing. I had nothing. That's what I started from, and that's what I'm sure all entrepreneurs usually start from, is not having too many resources, except for the resourcefulness, which is a trait. It's not a thing that you can purchase. It's just an innate thing that's inside of you. Another one, along with resourcefulness, and they kind of go hand in hand, is creativity. Are you creative enough to be an entrepreneur? Entrepreneurs, especially in 2019, 2020, and beyond, are going to have to be innovative. They're going to have to be disruptors. They're going to be having to be on the bleeding edge of things and always being a step ahead, because the next person that's out here is always trying to put you out of business. So your main goal every day, like mine, is to put myself out of business, to innovate, to change, and switch things up, like we've been doing at Top Line. My business that I started a decade ago, we're going to be switching the whole thing upside down in a good way. Some people will like it and they'll stay and they'll refer. Some people will not like it and they'll want to switch, jump ship. But it's going to be some really good stuff, and we're looking forward to it. It's 2019. You got to get with the times, you got to stay creative, and you got to stay on the cutting edge in life. The next thing, do you value your free time more than you value your work time? That is another surefire way to see if you're an entrepreneur or not. I just talked yesterday with some people at Starbucks, the baristas at Starbucks, my favorite little Starbucks that I go to, and I asked them what they did this weekend, and they said nothing. They did absolutely nothing, and they were happy with that. There's nothing wrong with that. That's who they are, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not here to judge them. But if they said that they wanted to be an entrepreneur, and they said that they enjoyed doing nothing on the weekend, or they said that they enjoyed going to the cottage or going to the lake or going golfing or going to do this and going to do that, I would probably tell them, well, if you're having problems in your business, you're having problems getting your business off the ground, if you're having problems even just going on LegalZoom and starting your business entity, the problem could be that you value your free time a little bit too much, and you may not be an entrepreneur. Because again, entrepreneurs are crazy. People like me, we don't enjoy going on vacation. It's like, I feel like a slave if I'm on vacation. My girlfriend makes me sit around, and she would want to, and she doesn't even like it, I don't think, anymore as much as she thinks. Do you think? No. Maybe. No, I don't think so. She likes to put in work. Maybe that's association being around me, but I think Michelle would sometimes enjoy doing that. But now I think she's kind of jumping ship. She likes to work. She likes to crank things out. Some people out there, they truly value that time. They like the 4th of July. They go to the parade in the morning. There's nothing wrong with it. Just don't say that you're an entrepreneur, especially if you're starting, okay? Because eventually later on, when you start to understand that you can buy time back by hiring a team of capable people who are really highly qualified, you can buy that back. But it doesn't happen overnight, and it's going to take you maybe 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 years to get to the point where you can start to leverage money and get your time back. So, do you value your free time or not? If you do, that might be a red flag, and starting a business might be a huge mistake. Another one is giving into fear, okay? A lot of you will give into any fear that comes up, right? The risk of pulling out $50,000 to $100,000 of your own money, buying permits, starting your websites, buying camera equipment, drywall and electrical, and doing permits and doing this and doing that. And it really scares you to the point to where you don't even take action. If that's you, if you give in to your fears, then you're probably not an entrepreneur. You're probably not going to do a really good, like if you have a fear of going to the gym and exercising in front of people and you won't just take it on and tackle it and go do it, you're probably going to have a hard time in business. If you have a big fear of, crippling fear of being in front of the camera and having some people looking at you, and you give into it so you don't do it, you're probably not an entrepreneur. Because all the time I'm afraid. I'm always scared, I'm always nervous, I've always got nervous energy going on, but I oftentimes will look it in the face just like I am with this camera now, and I'll do it. And that's what you have to do as an entrepreneur. You have to go into new uncharted territory, places where you don't know what's going on, into cities you don't know, meeting people you don't know, meetings that you're not 100% prepared for. And even though you're a little nervous, you still have to take it on. So if you're giving into fear all the time, that's another surefire way to see that you're probably not set for business, and going and starting that could be a huge mistake. Okay? Another one that I don't even have on my little list that I got going that I want to add is, if you take your money and you like to go buy things with it, like furniture, like little green like things for around the house, like some people I know like to do, paintings, cars, watches, clothes, shoes. If you enjoy buying things all the time, you're probably going to deplete your resources, and you're going to slow down the growth of your business because you're not willing to take what you earn and then go reinvest it right back into your business. Which, by doing that, you grow your business faster, you build a team of highly capable people around you. You're also able to deduct that from your taxes as your business grows, and you're able to put yourself in a better situation to switch over to owning a business rather than being self-employed, which is a big difference between the two. Self-employed is what I was earlier on in the business. I did everything from taking out the trash to handling the phone calls, to doing the billing, to doing the booking, which is a good thing in the beginning because you can get to learn things. But at a certain point, you're going to have to start taking some of the money you would spend on yourself and invest it back into your business. So if you're more worried about buying flash and looking cool, and you want to have a Gucci shirt instead of a $10 polo like this one, like all the ones I wear from H&M, that's where I get my clothes, ladies and gentlemen. You should snag some too because they're comfy and you still look professional. But if that's what you like to do, you're probably going to be screwed, and you probably shouldn't be in business. What else do you think another couple are, Britster? We're going to go with Britt. Why would starting a business be a big mistake?
Thinking you can do everything by yourself.
Ooh, Britt has a good one. Just comes in with that last one. If you go into a business thinking that you can do everything yourself, you'll be self-employed forever. Okay? Then you'll never get to that point to where you can get back to enjoying your free time and doing some of those fun things. So if you do enjoy that stuff, or you know that eventually you want to start a family, or you have a family and you'd like to spend more time with them, I love that. But that doesn't mean your business has to go under. That just means that you have to maybe sacrifice a few dollars in the short term so that you can spend some money on your staff and bringing people on board and learning how to lead and delegate and communicate and doing things like me and Britt did yesterday on Monday morning. We set the whole schedule for the week and we have expectations in doing those things. If you do that kind of stuff, you'll put yourself in a position eventually to then have other people around you so you're not trying to do everything yourself. So those are just a few ways that people out there do that. I'm sure there's a few other ones I could think of. Another one would be you're afraid to move. You're afraid to get up and go change your scenery to get around the opportunities. Like, you know, for us, we're in Wisconsin, and unfortunately in Wisconsin, not always, I mean, we've been in business here for 10 years, but we run a fitness business. And unfortunately, for about 9 months out of the year, a lot of people, not everyone, but a lot of people tend to give up on their health. Whereas if we were to go out to Arizona in the middle of January and February, out in Arizona, when I go there earlier in the year, I mean, we got people that are 80, 90 years old that look like Arnold Schwarzenegger out in Arizona. Everyone's walking around, they're all dressed good, they're all feeling good, their confidence is all high. And due to some of the weather we get here in Wisconsin, not that Wisconsin's a bad place, but oftentimes the weather and the way that the climate is here affects people's moods, it affects their energy, and sadly, it affects their confidence levels and their ability to go attack their goals. So, if you're afraid of moving, if you're afraid of getting up and going to be around successful people and going into environments where your product or service could succeed, you could definitely slow yourself down. Another one is, if you are a little bit older, or even if you're young, but I think this will be more for people who are in their mid-30s to 60s. If you're really averse, if you don't really like technology, if you're not willing to adapt and leverage technology and get to be around people like Britt, who's 20. Now I'm 13, almost 14 years older than Britt, but by being around younger people and by staying current and training younger people and learning what's going on, I'm able to stay ahead of the curve. Not only stay with the curve, but understand technology, embrace technology, and see all the positives about it. Most people only see selfies and they see self-promotion or even a video like this and they think, oh, look at this huckster, he's up here yakking. All I'm trying to do is offer value to you guys and give you something. I don't have to do this. We don't get paid to do this. We're doing it to add value and then gain the know, like, and trust factor that you say, this dude actually knows what he's talking about. And if he knows what he's talking about with this, maybe he truly does know what he's talking about on the fitness side of things and the business side of things. Maybe I'd like to join his business mastermind. Maybe I'd like to have this guy coach me and train me because he's on top of his game. But if I do decide that technology sucks, it's all about ego, it's all about likes and this, that, and the other, then I'll never make the video, and I may never meet you guys or get in front of you guys or get your attention to know who I am. So if you're afraid of technology, if you're not willing to embrace it, or hire the people around you like Britster who loves technology, starting a business could probably be a pretty bad move. Now, going into the next thing. This is another thing. If you don't know how to do this one thing, business may be a bad choice for you. But this is, how do you close a deal? And a deal doesn't always mean that you're closing a sale, right? So I'm not even going to talk about sales. Sometimes in business, there are certain things that have to get done or you won't be able to move the needle or move the business in the right direction. So this morning, I'm in charge of handling a few things with the city that I'm involved in a current project in the city. And one of the people working at Town Hall was holding the business up. He was holding us up from being able to go ahead and make progress and get building and doing some things. So since he was dragging his feet, I had to understand how to work with this individual to get him to pick it up, step things up, and get me the approval and signage and permits that I needed. So I called him yesterday. He was hemming and hawing on the phone. Oh no, it's gonna take this long, and we're not gonna be able to do it, and you gotta do this. Never take no for an answer. If you want to close a deal, I said to Britt, we were together at the time, I said, this dude don't understand who he's talking. We're gonna get this deal done tomorrow, and I'll go there and I won't leave until it gets done. That's the mindset you gotta have. Now, did I go in and act all arrogant and pushy? No. I talked to the guy on the phone. I started a little relationship with him. I was kind, I was polite. I promised him that I wouldn't take up too much of his time. I went in, I showed up like I said I would. I was early, I was prepared, I was kind. And something he told me yesterday, not even 24 hours prior, I couldn't get done. We got done. Permits got approved. We're building, we're ready to roll. He gave me the sign. We hung the sign in the front window. The deal got closed, okay? All deals don't always require a transaction. You just have to know how to get things done, move the ball forward. If you need to go handle business, might take the commitment. I woke up this morning, the only thing on my mind this morning, one thing, I need to go close this deal this morning so we can get the project moving in the right direction. If you don't know how to close a deal, if you don't know how to create a relationship with somebody, have a conversation with somebody, greet people, talk to people you've never met, and build instant credibility with them, starting a business may be a big, huge, nasty, ugly mistake for you. So make sure you pick up that one trait. Now, hey, I promised you guys I would get to this last one. This last one's going to be good. The last one is the most important. Why do I want to crush, dominate, destroy, annihilate about 7 pounds worth of Purple Door ice cream? I want that locally grown. I want the whiskey flavor. I want the cake batter. I want every flavor they got at Purple Door, because I've been doing this dang 31-day challenge for the last 27 days today. I've only got a few days left, and I gotta be honest, I'm over it. I'm over it. Me and Michelle were talking last night. life is losing its color. I need chips. I need salsa. I need nachos. I need queso dip. I need ice cream. I need burgers, fries, wings. In fact, I think we should do a food. We should do a cheat meal video.
Yeah.
That's what we'll do. We'll do that on one. I think we'll do a cheat meal video. We'll come up with something creative for that. Could be ugly. It's going to be a rough next morning. I'll tell you that much. But today, we're at the public market. What do we got on this thing? Am I on?
Yeah.
Hey, we're on. People probably think I'm crazy, but since we're at the public market, we're going to shoot over here and just do like a little food. Well, they call it food porn, right?
Yeah.
I don't like to use the word porn, but food porn is a little better than the other kind of porn. And this is what I'm thinking about. Purple Door ice cream, ladies and gentlemen. Tell me that doesn't look good. Tell me you don't want some of that right now, especially if you've been dieting for 27 days. I'm losing strength, for crying out loud. I got a little slack in my sleeves right now. It's rough. But we're gonna be pounding some of this. What would I get right now? I'm gonna say I'd get the milk and cookies and the whiskey flavor. I think they'd be pretty good. But ladies and gentlemen, we are gonna show you the most dominant cheat meal you've ever seen. If you haven't been here to the Mequon Public Market, Britt's here, make sure you get in here. People are looking at me like I'm crazy, but I promised you guys I would tell you why I want it. Although I'm happy that I did the challenge because, it's a good reset going into fall. Football season starts. You don't want to get lazy. My goal in fall is I got a training goal. Let's see if we can get this set back up. I'm going rogue on camera today, keeping Britt on her toes. My goal this fall is to get my strength better than it's ever been. I'm eyeing up, my goal is a 600-pound squat, a 620-pound deadlift, and I'd like to bench 335 with a pause. Why? Because it's hard, and because most people won't do it, and because it hardens you up. And if you want to be an entrepreneur, there's no better thing you could do than learning how to squat and squat heavy, because that's what being an entrepreneur is like. You put a ton of weight on your back every day, right? Every day you got to handle problems that other people create. You've got to handle the problems then that you create, which we all do. You've got to be able to handle personal self-discipline. You've got to be able to have integrity. You've got to be working on self-improvement and personal development by reading books, by learning your own weaknesses. I think that's one of the most important things for every entrepreneur to do is know where you're weak. Know some of the things that you do that are just silly, and then guardrail against that, safeguard against that, putting things that, understanding where you're weak. Like I always tell Britt and Blake and everybody else, I'm very unrealistic, which is a double-edged sword, because a lot of times my craziness, like a couple weeks ago or last week, my craziness paid off big. But sometimes my lack of understanding of time and my impatience and the fact that I think everything can be done in 10 minutes, like this video edit and all these other uploads and this, that, and the other, sometimes it can be a struggle. It can hold me back. So if you're like me out there and you want to learn how to be an entrepreneur, get in the gym, strength train, challenge yourself with diets, challenge yourself with nutrition, challenge yourself with a powerlifting event, challenge yourself with a marathon run, or joining a soccer team, or joining doing something that's going to get you out of your comfort zone. It's going to push you. It's going to make you have to study and learn and get better. And then take those things like I did with this challenge for 31 days, take that self-discipline that I taught with that, I retaught myself with that, being super disciplined, and then transfer that over to your business. Realize the things you did that helped you be successful in whatever endeavor you take on, whether it's a triathlon or a marathon or whatever it is, and use that challenge that you give yourself, like I'm doing, to make you better. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so happy that you guys decided to join me today. I'm hoping that you got some value out of this. I'm hoping that if you have some questions, that you'll drop them below in YouTube, Facebook, Stitcher, Spotify, wherever we got it. Reach out, give us a follow, subscribe to the podcast. Again, we've got shows. We got Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. We got Rack Chat, all things gym. We've got Top Line Entrepreneur on Tuesday. Thursdays, we got Turf Talk. Wednesdays, what is Wednesdays? Rack Chat. Coffee with the Coach is on Friday, and on Mondays we bring you the Top Line Fit Life, which is all about how to live the fit and healthy lifestyle. We've got shows for every day of the week. We got guests that are going to be coming on, and all sorts of good things happening here at the Top Shop. And I'm also pretty close to closing some deals here to set up my own Top Line Business Mastermind for people in Milwaukee, Chicago, and surrounding areas who would like to meet 3 times a year to conduct business, to think and grow their business and grow themselves personally and professionally, and get into the business game, learning from some things that I've learned that have helped me out in business, in real estate, in thinking and investments and in hard assets, and learning how to leverage time, money, and energy to get you what you want out of life. Thank you for joining me. Tune in here in a second for my closeout little deal that I do at every video. Here we go. Hey, thank you for watching the show. Ooh, let me get this tripod dialed up. There we go. Got some people right in front of me here. We don't want to get them on video, but hey, thank you for checking out this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. It's Tuesday. We're having a good day. I hope you enjoyed the video, but check out some of these other videos on the page. I'm still eyeing up this purple door back here. I really want some ice cream, and people are eating it. What time is it, Britt? You can 12:50. People are already eating ice cream. People are already eating ice cream. I don't know whether they should be watching this podcast, this show on YouTube, so they can get their game right. But instead, they're already retreating for the weekend. It's not even Wednesday yet, but look, Purple Door ice cream, best locally grown ice cream you can get. Farm raised, organic, sugar-free, high protein. Can't wait to eat it. Check out some of these videos. We'll catch you guys later.